All right, so this is for all my problem solvers out there. When you have a goal, when you have an ambition or a problem that you're trying to solve, a solution that you're trying to find, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to picture the solution in your head. Picture that state in which you already achieved that goal, in which you already found that solution. Now, this is called visualization. You already know this. Everybody already knows this. That's not the problem. But what you don't often hear is what you're supposed to do with that visualization, which is you're supposed to expand on it. So you get to that visualization, you get to that ideal state, and you expand on it until you reach your present state in which you are in right now. And what that does is that gives you the steps to take in order to get to that ideal. So if you're lacking imagination, let me give you an example. So let's say that your goal is to live in a mansion, sitting down in a recliner with your bathrobe on, you know, you're all cozy and you have a fireplace. So here's what you do. You picture yourself in your mansion, right? You're a lazy boy, you're sipping your whiskey or smoking your cigar or whatever you want. And you look around, you actually look around and you look at yourself. Not only do you look around spatially, but you also look around temporally as well. The future and the past, especially the past. And you see and you figure out what it was that got you to that state. What was it that got you to that state which you are in your ideal? Let's think back to it. Okay, so maybe you found a briefcase on the street that was full of money. Okay, so if you found that briefcase, what happened afterward? Well, maybe somebody's looking for that briefcase. Should you be scared right now? No, so that doesn't make sense. So think of something else. Maybe you won the lottery. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. You put in, did you put in any random numbers? And just because you put in random numbers, that means you got it? Did you just got lucky? Okay, so keep playing the lottery, I guess, but try to think of something else. Maybe you looked into investments, or maybe you started a business or something. So you start thinking about all these solutions, and as you're thinking of these, you will discover what are the steps that you need to take in order to get there. Now, when you think about these things, there's a lot of trial and error involved. And what this method does is that it gives you a starting point for you to develop your visualization into something even better and something more realistic. That serves as a stepping stone, as a starting point. Trial and error, you learn new things, and with those things you learn, you come up with better solutions, and then you move on from there. So you expand on that reality until you find out the steps that you need to take in order to get there. You try those steps, and then those failures will teach you more about reality, and then you picture it again, and then you do it again. And those failures will ground you even more to reality. You go through the process again, and then you find out even more what a realistic solution looks like because of those failures that you've already experienced. You already know what doesn't work. And then you try those again, and then you will fail again. You ground yourself in reality, you fantasize, ground yourself in reality, fantasize, ground yourself in reality, until the solutions that you come up with are realistic enough to actually be effective. And the more that you get grounded in reality, the more realistic the solutions that you come up with will be. And the more efficient, the more effective, the more practical they will be if they are grounded in reality. But what's more amazing is this, that this method that I just showed you, that I just taught you, you actually already do it naturally. You as a human being have the inherent ability to visualize and to look for creative solutions. You already do this naturally. This is why you fantasize. This is why you dream. But you can't just stop there. See, what most people do is that they come up with that fantasy and they just use that fantasy to make themselves feel good, to indulge themselves in the emotion of being in that state. But you can't just stop there. You have to expand on that fantasy until it's grounded in the reality that you are in right now.